So I always saw yoga teaching as just a medium for connecting with people. Ever since I started teaching at the age of 18, I've always been interested in human beings, and not as interested in as yoga or anything else as I was in people. And yoga was given to me by my mother, Patel, who first started teaching in 1976 as a tool for connecting with people. She started teaching yoga in the days when there were no yoga DVDs, no yoga videotapes. She was the first person to make a videotape on yoga in the UK. She was the first person to have a BBC series on yoga in the UK. I mean, this was back when yoga wasn't as cool and popular as it is now. So I was given that tool of teaching, and then I connected it with connecting with people and then giving them something that they never had before, which was the inspiration and power to be themselves, the ability to find peace inside themselves and make their lives and their families' lives better.
What it is that I love especially about my class, and one of my yoga classes on Saturday morning, is that I've noticed that it's not just a bunch of students, we're all really, really good friends. And I've noticed that there's such a bond, there's students who are giving each other lifts before class, they're constantly talking to each other. And I found that even when sometimes I'm going around and helping one student with a pose, the others are helping each other. I've seen them naturally be like, oh, do this, try moving your elbow this way and it'll work. And it's just like, it's such a supportive environment. And I think in our own ways, we're all helping each other fight our own battles within.
I've been part of Chicory for quite some years now. Since 2006 to be exact, and yoga was one of those subjects that just made sense to me. I come from quite a religious background, from a Christian background, and yoga kind of made everything make sense.
I got into training teachers to teach yoga strictly because I felt that there wasn't enough yoga teaching out there which represented what I wanted to get across to people. So it wasn't like the world needed more yoga teachers because it was growing, so many people doing it, but I felt there was something that I was giving to yoga classes that was different to what I was seeing around. There were a lot of great yoga systems out there, really, really good systems, but Chicory was something that I had to create because I couldn't find anything like Chicory out there. Now there's only so much I can do as one human being in terms of teaching. So it came to a point in probably 10, 15 years ago, I realized I couldn't do it alone. So I would have to find often the best students that I had in my classes and talk to them and say, listen, you know what? There's something about you. And so often they couldn't see it themselves. And say, look, there's something about you which I think you've got the authority, the discipline, you hold yourself when walking around the room, you've got the compassion for people, you seem to be interested in other people's situations and problems, you're always helping people, you're always helping me adjust people in class, you communicate well. It could be one little thing about that person that I thought, you know what, there's a spark of something special. And I'd approach that person and I'd say to them, why don't you think about teaching? And I'd do it with individuals in the beginning, and eventually it started to become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 individuals that I was approaching and saying, look, why don't you think about teaching? And eventually I had to start setting up a system. And that's where the Chicory Gold Teacher Training course came about. It was a system where I could teach anyone who came to me that was ready how to teach yoga the Chicory way.
Well, after I graduated from Warwick University and studying psychology, I wanted to find out more about myself. Part of me was thinking, should I get a graduate job? But the other part of me was thinking, I really want to find out more about life. I want to find out what my purpose in this world is, what I'm here for. And there were just so many deep questions that I just wanted to know the answer to, and that's what deep inside me I wanted to do. So I spoke to Neil, and he told me that it didn't matter if I didn't want to teach at the end of the course. As long as I came on it, I could still develop personally, which was really what I wanted to do, and come along, try it out, learn a bit more about meditation, which was also something that really, really interested me, how to control your mind, and just really find peace in a world that I saw as being very chaotic.
There's not one person that's done that course that doesn't think that they've come out a better, stronger, and more informed and more connected and spiritual person than when they went in.
What this course is it's not just about the physical poses, it's about transforming who you are and trying to live from your soul. It's a personal evolution, it's a journey of growth.
And then as the course went on and We learned so much about yoga, the history of yoga. Not only that, but so much about ourselves. That was the most dramatic thing about it, is we really delved deep into our hearts, into every aspect of ourselves, and that's why it's such a personal journey. And at the end of the course, it wasn't will I teach, or how will I teach, or should I teach. It was more a case of, well, why wouldn't I teach? I learned so much about myself. I made lifelong friends. Yes, my yoga did get better as well. And when I look back to who I was when I started, to who I was at the end, or who I am now, I'm a completely different person.
It will answer any questions that you have about life, about God, about why we suffer as human beings, why we go through what we go through, why life is tough sometimes, and how to deal with it. It will give you the tools to deal with life in a way where you're a winner, where you're successful.
Like, I couldn't stand up and talk in front of other people to begin with. In fact, I struggled throughout the whole course with that. My heart would be pounding, I'd be sweating, I'd be a bag of nerves. But then when I started teaching and standing up in front of people, and viewing them more as friends rather than my students, because that's not really what it is. It's you're helping other people.
So that's a personal transformation. It's where you go from being a student at the side of the hall to being someone who can stand in the middle of the hall and teach and lead and be listened to. And remember something, that yoga teaching it's such a vulnerable position that students take themselves into with a teacher or a leader, because literally their minds are relaxed, their minds are open, they trust their teacher, and what comes out of a teacher's mouth has to be important, it has to be correct, it has to be inspirational, it has to be in line with the truth of yoga, and it has to be from the soul.
But also, everyone that comes out will have learned techniques that will make their lives better. They will come out feeling invigorated, alive, healthier. Like, you're making a world a better place for doing this job. It's not just about making money, it's about you having fun and spending time with your friends and helping them and making their lives better.
So the question also that comes up is what actually is on the course. Well, we start by teaching you yoga philosophy. So you learn the ins and outs of where yoga came from, you learn what yoga is about, what it really means. And then we go into asanas, which are yoga postures. We talk about all the postures, we practice them, we talk about how to sequence them together, and we go to adjustments. So what you need to know as a yoga teacher is, if someone's doing a posture wrong, how do you adjust it? And it's not an easy thing to do. In fact, it can take up 2 modules worth of training.
We had various tests throughout the year, various little mini tests, emails, things that make you think, things that stimulate that creative part of your brain as well. There's a part of your brain that you don't really access very often, and that's your creative side. And I think it's really important to access that every now and again, and that was one side of it I really enjoyed.
Then we go into stress management and relaxation. So a whole module on how to relax the body. We talk then about pranayama, so breathing exercises. Whether there's classical breathing or chi-kui breathing, we go through all of the exercises of breathing. We do work on the chakra system, so you learn all about the energies in the spine. We have a module on meditation. So meditation, there are 15 different levels of meditation, chi-kui. Then metaphysics, so the structure of the universe, if there's a God, where he comes from, how the soul works, how the mind works, maps of time and space, astronomy, astrology, everything is covered in terms of how our metaphysical and physics-based universe works. And then we'll be looking into the anatomy and physiology of things as well. So there's a tremendous amount of work, and that's why it takes 12 months to get all that information. I'm looking for that little spark of human connection. I'm looking for that place inside themselves where I feel that they care about people and they want to connect with others. Because believe me, no matter how much knowledge you have as a yoga teacher, if a student walks into your class and they ain't feeling you, they ain't coming back.
I want my students to feel empowered as they walk out the classes. I want them to feel that they can achieve anything that they put their mind to, as long as they're disciplined and they believe in themselves. I don't see any limit to their potential, and I want them to go out with that feeling as well.
So I don't want you to come into this course thinking that it's going to be easy. It's not going to be several hours teaching you how to do the perfect downward dog. Forget everything about yoga that you see, in videos and YouTube and pictures. This is more about you. This is more about your ego, destroying your ego and getting to that deeper divine part of yourself.
I think that if I can say one thing to you guys, it's simply that trust me. And it's a huge statement to make with this world and how people are around, but trust me. When I put my mind to something and when I'm focused on something, I will get results. And I'm here to make sure that each and every single one of you who come under me, whether you think it should be in terms of me paying attention and writing tons of emails to you, or whether you trust me that making sure that I say the right things at the right times and I put you in the right positions, trust me that I will know where you need to go as a teacher, and I will steer, guide and move you towards becoming the best person that you can be so that you can be a great teacher.
We've got so much still to learn from him, even as teachers. We've got a lifetime worth, but what Neil can give you, I promise you, the wisdom he can give you, the love, the attention, the care, you won't find from anyone else.
A Chikri yoga teacher is someone who can transfer the inspiration, the enthusiasm, the motivation, the realizations that they have found in themselves in yoga into the heart and soul of every student that is sitting in front of them. There's a thing that people sometimes come to me about this course, and that's that they don't have time. Okay? Time for me, everybody has. What people don't have or do have is priorities. And they have things that are urgent, things that are important, things that are prioritized, things that they like, they love, they want, they need. Time is never, ever, ever the question. It's what you put value on that is the question. So there is time. If you want it, if you want personal transformation, you want a qualification, you want to nail this most ancient and most important arts, which is 10,000 years old. If you want to nail these things, you want to and you value it, you'll find the time.
In this world, I can promise you that you won't find anyone else who's as good a teacher as Neil and as good a leader, and someone who'll take the time and the attention night and day, who'll spend for 18 months and beyond for the rest of your life just making sure that he can bring out the best in you and serve you.
I didn't make a sandwich course that lasts 1 weekend, 1 week, 1 month. You have to go away to retreats for a month or a week to Spain or here. I didn't make my course like that. I made it so you visit me once every 3 or 4 weeks over the space of a year. So in that time, you can get on with your work, you can get on with your holidays, you can get on with your social engagements, you can get on with your weddings and your everything you need to do. And you see me once every 3 or 4 weeks. I give you 6 hours of knowledge. You go away. You study it in your own time, you make your notes, you talk to your other trainee acquaintances and friends, and you learn. It's very organic. So there's plenty of time. Don't use time as an excuse. Don't use money as an excuse for fear. Don't be afraid for challenges. Don't be afraid to open up what's behind that black curtain and look into what's potentially one of the brightest lights that you'll ever find. Don't be afraid. Your challenges are the things that come to you to wake you up. So let's wake up and start living in this Chikri gold standard course for the next year.
So if there's just the tiniest bit of you inside that wants to do this course, that wants to find out the best part of yourself, then don't hesitate. Just grab the moment while you can and make sure you put yourself on the course. And I promise you, Chikri won't let you down, Neil won't let you down. It'll be the best thing that you've ever done in your entire life, and you'll remember it and you'll treasure everything that you learned, every single moment, the friends you made, that feeling that you get from Chikri, from being a part of something that's so, so special in this world.
If you know me and you've seen this video, or you're anywhere around the people that I know, get on it. At one time in your life, get this underneath your belt. Don't look at it in terms of don't want to be a yoga teacher. Get the knowledge. You have me around right now. And while I'm around and you've got access to this course and to my teaching directly, get this under your belt.
You know, your whole world will change. Not just you, but those around you. Everything gets better. I'm not saying you have to teach at the end of it. Just do it for you. Just do it for your own happiness, for your own future, and for your own soul.
So trust in me, have faith in what I can do as a teacher, have faith in the knowledge that I have. I can promise you that the knowledge, the wisdom, the experience that I have in yoga is not something that's come from a book. It is something that comes from my soul. It's something that comes from my heart. It's something that comes from a place that I can't even begin to describe to you. It is literally me. I am the embodiment of what yoga teacher training should be, because I can take you from where you are and move you into the best you can be, even if you just want to start beginners, even if you're just starting teaching beginners, or even you just want to teach meditation, or you just want to help people with stress management. I can teach you that. Remember, contacting me and talking to me is not a commitment, it's a question. You might come to me and say, Neil, can you send me some more information, like a brochure or something, or an application form, or what do I have to tell you about myself to do this course? Or you may say to me, I've got to go on holiday next year in August, and that's what's stopping me. I want you to talk to me and just chat to me, say, Neil, I don't know if I really believe you about this whole trust me and this whole kind of, you can show me this, then I don't know, convince me, talk to me. You don't know how difficult I am to work with. So whatever it is you want to say, talk to me about it. Conversations are where things get solutions from. Don't sit in your own corner in your head thinking you can't. Reach out to me. You have my email address, you have my phone number, you can get it from anywhere, at Twitter, Facebook. Anyone who knows Cheekweed knows where to find me. Come and find me, let's have a chat, come round for a herbal tea, let's meet up for a coffee, let's go out to dinner and have a conversation, whatever you need. I will make it as easy as possible. My best skill is in this, is in the mind, in thoughts, in wisdom, and in inspiration, and to getting you to a place where you're mentally capable of handling any situation and delivering that to others. I want you to trust me, and I want you to come on this course simply because I could not offer you anything more as a human being than my heart and soul in developing you here.